Hi, Missy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Please tell me a little bit about you and then what you do with Edgebody.
Yeah, so I born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
So I was always into sports, played multiple sports as a child and then at a high level.
Okay.
And I know going into college sports and then picking a major and kind of going through like, oh God, I have to pick what I want to be when I grow up. I knew that it always was going to be something with movement and that I didn't want to sit in a cubicle. I didn't want the same day twice.
Yeah.
That kind of mundane. And I knew I liked working with people. And so, I picked exercise science right away and probably shocked about how many people are like, what are you going to do with that?
Why? Where are we going?
Why do you want to do that? And I was like, why do you want to do
Sit in the
communications?
cubicle
Yeah. Why do you want to go to corporate America?
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know. So I just always knew that, again, I liked movement. I liked kind of that exercise. And that's kind of the lane of helping people that I wanted to do. And so I spent a couple years in Kentucky doing just that after grad school, being a strength coach and a head personal trainer and, having clients and then sports enhancement clients and assistant managed a gym out there. And then came back to Omaha for a teaching job at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. So I was full-time faculty there and then teaching exercise science classes. And then I opened up Edgebody, it'll be 10 years ago in December of 2024, which is crazy. And then with just a short year of that, knew, then this is what I want to do like full time.
So you said 2020, is that correct?
So it was actually 2014.
2014
is when I opened up Edgebody.
Okay.
And then, I kind of was a full-time professor, if you will, and ran the business.
That's crazy.
And then submitted my final grades on a Friday and had my daughter on Monday.
Oh my goodness, talk about chaos.
She came like 2 weeks early and I was like, oh, good.
Good timing.
Just traded another full-time job for, So, I think back and it seems chaotic, but somehow we did it. And 10 years later, here we are with the gym, so.
That's amazing. Tell me about Edgebody. So when you opened the gym, you probably dove in head first, but what was one thing that you wanted to make Edgebody unique compared to any other gym out there?
Yeah, I was very specific, and I think that helped. That, whether, my years of powerlifting or doing CrossFit, because I loved Olympic lifting, being a competitive athlete, and then, corporate wellness, exercise science. Like I had taught spinning, I had done, taught Zumba and step aerobics, I had done the gamut of stuff. And in my master's was in physical activity behavior change. Okay. And so kind of like what we were talking about earlier, you're like obsessed with like, how do people make decisions? And I love that. Like, how do people decide to change their health? That's what I'm more passionate about. And so I think in my own experiences, I knew I liked things because of who I was, but I would see aspects of it that I was like, this could be better.
Yeah.
Or like, gosh, this doesn't really cater to like a big subset of people. Yeah. So creating Edgebody, I was very specific. At the time, Omaha had 22 CrossFits. We had more CrossFits than like the Denver metro area. And almost not very big. It's a big city, but
not Denver big.
Yeah. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna carve a lane. I was like, I don't want to open a CrossFit. I want to bring back kind of like traditional strength and conditioning and then bring kind of my love of like bodybuilding into it with that merger of functional training. Yes. And then, but then have that longevity, like form technique kind of as like the forefront. And I wanted to make it accessible. So I wanted to kind of trick people into doing box jumps. That it was like, I didn't want anything like super intimidating in the name. And I wanted to just kind of show people, you don't need to be just hamsters on a treadmill.
Yes.
And that weightlifting is scary, but like it doesn't have to be.
Exactly.
And then there's places that still care about form, that care about balance and programming, and are not just like, oh, I'm gonna kill you today. Or, I tell people all the time, like, any place can give you a good workout.
For sure.
but are you getting that balance? Like, are you still doing it in 10 years?
Absolutely.
Are you still getting better and feeling good and stuff like that?
Well, and to keep it fresh too over a long period of time, because I feel like people often get bored or they feel like they've hit their peak within that fitness category. So even in the class I took today over at Edgebody, I was so surprised at how much core focus there was. But what was cool is it was a different way to draw me in as a fitness individual, but also still target other areas of, like, we were doing box jumps and I would not normally do a box jump. So I loved kind of the unique element in there. That was awesome.
Good, yeah.
Tell me a little bit, you talked about wanting to reach a broad set of people with your gym. Who's your typical target audience that's at it?
Yeah, so our ideal client would be like 30 to 45.
Okay.
Being female owned, I knew it was gonna air female a little bit, which I love because for strength and conditioning, I don't know that many strength and conditioning gyms have air a little bit more female.
Absolutely.
But we've got a ton of men. I mean, it's like 60-40. And so it, really that 30 to 45, like middle aged, like male or female, that they have kids. They have a career, they're busy. Maybe they're about, they're thinking of having kids, and they're kind of in that point in life of like, okay, maybe I don't have time to exercise the way that I used to, or maybe I've never exercised and now I'm feeling it. And it's somebody that's really looking to focus more on what their body can do and how it feels than the aesthetic piece.
For sure.
And I always say that with an asterisk because I'm like, okay, well, we all want to look a little better in a swimsuit.
Yeah.
We all want to feel more confident in our clothes, but people that it's not the quick fix people.
Yeah.
It's the people that did it and are like, no, I want to, like, I don't want to stop enjoying something every year.
Yes, make more of a lifestyle change and be bought in for the next 5 to 10 years or whatever.
Totally.
That's excellent. A couple more questions for you. So what's a good way to sign up? So let's say I'm new, I want to go to Edgebody or give it a shot. How does that look like, or how do I do it?
Yeah, so we make it pretty easy. You can always contact us on social media channels.
Okay.
The best way is if you head to the website, edgebodyomaha.com, and you click the free trial button. Okay. We offer everyone kind of that free class, but it's with a coach.
Okay.
So instead of just, like dropping in and showing up, we want to like know you, get it scheduled so that you kind of meet and chat with a coach beforehand. And then a secondary coach actually kind of takes the class with you for just those little, like, what are they talking about? Where are the clips? Like, where's this? And the members are great. Like the community, they're always like, oh, my first day, and they're great, but it is like it's more of, we don't want you just to try a class. We want you to really understand what we're doing. For sure. And like you said, one class isn't going to tell you the whole story. Exactly. So we want to meet with you, learn about you, your goals, your injury limitations, where you're wanting to go, so that we can explain a little bit more about what we do. Then we do the class as that workout piece. And again, the coach with you, so that you can experience like, oh, this is kind of what they were talking about. This is kind of how we do that. And the vibe of the community is important as well. And then that way, then we have that other coach to kind of hang out with you after class and, discuss with you like how you're feeling, all the things, and set you up for success. And we can get, we schedule that anytime we have class. So usually during the day or evenings, but you fill out the website form, we contact you within 24 hours and we get it scheduled.
Awesome. It's like a built-in buddy system. You can do it, but you don't have to do it alone and kind of act like that newbie in this space.
Yeah,
totally. That's awesome. Is there anything else what do you typically wear to a class? What should people bring with them for their first time?
Yeah, so we always say, something comfortable to move in. I get the question on shoes all the time. Hey, if all you have right now is Keds and Skechers, and you're like, I thought those were tennis shoes. They're fine. Wear them. Well, and then, as people, get adhered to it, they're like, oh, what are those? I'm like, oh yeah, we can help you. It's just like running. For sure. First time you go running, you run in the shoes you have. And then, 6 months later, you've got your Brooks, then you've got it gets better. But yeah, comfortable shoes, stuff you can move in. We have sweat towels. We have a water fountain. So like bring a water bottle. If you don't have one, we have cup and water. And I think the most important thing is just bring yourself and know that I think the best part about it is the hardest thing to do is show up. For sure. Because we've got it taken care of. We'll take you through a warm up. We'll explain the moves, demo things, explain the intensity. And you just got to get there.
Easy enough. It's
Yeah.
just you have to show up.
I know, right? Simple but hard.
For sure. Anything else that you want to share about Edgebody, or that people who maybe haven't been there need to know, or you want them to know?
Yeah, I think what's the main focus is even looking at, why I created it, because gyms are intimidating.
Yes.
And they're super scary. And then especially being a female in the space, I always feel like I have this opportunity to dispel the myths of like women shouldn't lift weights.
Yep.
Or even just explaining that group fitness is just for women. So you have kind of the duality of like, I have some husbands that are like, oh, come on, it's just like group class. And they're like, no, it's not. This is not step aerobics. Missy will kill you. And then they're coming in like, oh man, this is like, we got some like guys that are like throwing some weight around here. And so my goal was that I wanted to see a 7-year-old lady working out next to like a 45-year-old ex-college football player, next to a lady that's 5 months pregnant. And they're all lifting, they're all getting their heart rate up, and they're getting something specific for them. And I think that's what I set out to do. And what we really do is that our goal is that there's levels and there's a workout, but that it is not, okay, this is the workout, go, figure it out. It's great. Lexi, you need this. Alex needs this. Sarah needs this. And that's kind of our jam, is that there may be a workout on the board, but our passion is making sure that everybody still gets kind of an individualized approach to that workout to set them up for success, with the idea that, well, you shouldn't be doing it just exactly. Like, how did you sleep last night? When did you have your total knee replacement? And so that's our jam, is that I want everybody to feel like they still kind of got like a personal training feel, even though they were in a group of people.
It's inclusive, but it's still personalized at the same time. So I love that approach to it. Well, excellent. Thank you so much for sharing about Edgebody today. Anything else, last minute thoughts that you want to share with us? So website, social medias, how people get in touch with you guys. Anything else?
So at Edgebody Omaha on our socials, and then edgebodyomaha.com. And then even though we always kind of have that free trial, like I talked about, we have a little thing with our members where they get like a friends and family free week to offer. And so we'd love to offer that to like the Empower You kind of community. So you still come in, same way I explained, but then you actually get a full week to then come in and try whatever classes you want. So then you really get the feel for it, for multiple workouts. And then, anybody that trickles in from Empower You, they get 10% off of any membership options that we have.
That's incredible.
And we do nutrition coaching and events and a lot of other fun stuff too. So,
well, thanks so much for sharing. We're excited to partner with you guys.